Hello, parents. I have posted in the parents chat and teams, and I just wanted to go into a little bit more details about what we're learning, especially about rows and columns. Um, I'm not going to really go over the reading because they see that over and over again. They've seen that in second grade and in the beginning of the year. However, they did not have a chance to see this in second grade because the year kind of ended towards um, March after spring break. So they did not have a chance to see this in second grade as it is taught at the end of second grade. And I want you to understand what they're learning and why it's important. So rows and columns there is building a foundation to help them understand multiplication. And the reason why I'm starting this off because they're going to learn about array, and I'll get to that. So a row goes from side to side, and a column goes up and down. I also posted a anchor chart in the team as well for the parents. Rows go across, and it's important for the students to know this. So whenever they're reading about rows, I want them to draw the arrow on top of the word row, or just draw the arrow. And when they have the word column, I need them to draw the up and down arrow on top of the word column. So that way they understand what they're doing. Um, Array is a group of objects. So let's say if I have a group of circles, they're grouped with columns and rows. So this is an array, and it's just a picture with objects and that's put together in columns and rows. So I have 3 rows, and on each row, well, I have 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, and then we're going to get more to that with that. I just want to share that information with you, and it's very easy. They have to practice this in order to get it down pat. So I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to draw another array. And forgive me if it's crooked because I'm trying to make sure I'm not in the way of the camera. So let's say if I have 2 rows of 4, I'm drawing the row, and most likely you won't see this on their workbook, but I'm showing it just to give you an example of a row that I have, a row going side to side. That's 1 row, and then I have another row of 4. So I have excuse me, that does not look right. 2 rows of 4. 2 rows of 4. And I want them to understand what this word of mean as well when we sit in a sentence like that. 2 rows of 4. Let me rewrite that because that does not look right. 2 rows of 4. I hope that looks better. 2 rows of 4. And this is plainly saying that I have 4 that is being repeated 2 times. This word here, when we have that inside of a math sentence, 2 rows of 4, this means that I'm about to multiply. And that's our symbol, an X. The first number represents how many groups or how many rows we have. The 4 represents how many is in each group or how many is on each row. This equal sign is telling me how much I have altogether. When we're multiplying, our answer is called the product. I have a total of 8 circles. Another thing, you're going to see the students with this. You'll be like, why does it have so many blanks? They want you to fill in what is being repeated. 4 is being repeated 2 times. I have 4 here and I have 4 here, and that's twice. So I have 4 plus 4. Repeated addition is the same thing as multiplication. I will also have 8. I'm going to give you another example. And I hope I'm not going too fast, and I hope that you can see it's not backwards. Let's say that I have 5 rows. I know that rows go from side to side. I want 5 rows of 5. And notice that I'm setting it up as neat as possible. It's very important because sometimes doing an array, if the student is not setting it up neat, it could throw them off. It has to be neat. So I have 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 rows of 5. So before I write this a multiplication equation to match this or to describe this, I'm going to show you what I mean by what it looks like and what it describes, the multiplication equation. So 5 represents how many rows or columns I have. Of represents multiplication. 5 is how many in, I'm sorry, rows or columns. I meant group. Excuse me. That is so wrong. I'll go back over it. So 5 is represent the first 5 that I have in a multiplication equation represents 5 rows or groups. Of represents the x that I'm about to multiply. I am multiplying. The 5 rows of 5 represents how many in each group or on each row. So my multiplication equation will look 5 times 5. So I have 5 groups of 5. 5 groups and 5 in each group. That's what it's saying. 5 groups or 5 rows of 5 on each row or 5 in each group equals 25. Let's try this again. One more example, and then I'm going to show you what we was working on in their workbooks. Six groups of 2. That is simply saying I'm going to show you a picture and I'm going to do a multiplication equation to match it. I have 6 groups. Of 2. So I have 6 groups of 2. Of means multiply, and it's also saying that's how many in each group. Of 2. I have 6 groups, and 2 is in all 6 groups, as shown here. 6 groups. I'm going to write it here again. Bring this down. 6 representing the groups. Of means that x, meaning I'm multiplying. That means I have 2 in each. 2 is being repeated 6 times. I should have a total of, 12. Also, if I need to write a repeated addition, because 2 is being repeated 6 times, I see 2 6 times. I see 2 here, 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 and here. So I'm going to write 2 6 times, and I should get the same thing. You're basically counting by 2s. Okay? Now, the first worksheet that we worked on was the problem set. And this is the first page. This is the first page. Well, on my paper it's page 25, but in theirs I think it's page 5, or if not, probably page 1. I'm not sure. It's different from my book, for my paper. So number 1, these I tried to tell them and remind them that anything that is like a cluster or a group, a hand, a shelf, those are like groups. So I have 3 hands. And I like to say though, I use that as a group. So, and also I like the students to write inside the groups or on top of them so they can understand what it looks like. They're answering the question and don't even know it. I have 3 hands of 5 fingers. 3 groups. There I said it again. 3 groups of 5. That means I have 5. There go of. I want them to put an X on top of. Every time they see it in a sentence like this. I have 3 groups of 5. That means I have 5 in each group. Boom. There we go. That's a total of 15. They have 15. That is correct. I have 3 5s. How many 5s do I have here? I see 5 3 times. It's also 15. Also, I'm writing 3. I wrote the X on top of because I know of means multiply. And 5, 3 times 5, 3 times 5, we should know that it's 15 because we wrote it on top. I don't know if you saw that, but I'm going to bring it a little closer if I need to. Okay, let's try another one. I know it's a little light, but there's no way I can zoom in. Let's see if I can get it back in. On number 2, I have, let's see if I can scoop this in a little bit. Hope that made it better. On, not number 2, but letter B on number 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. In each group, I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I have 3 bananas. So I'm going to put 3 on top of each group. Notice here they have a repeated addition equation. I need to count by 3s or add 3 5 times. I should also get 15. I have 5 groups of 3. Again, I want them to write 5 again on top of number 5. Circle of and put an X. 3, write the number 3. Whenever they have the word or number, I need them to write it again. Just like I did there. Notice that I wrote the number 3, the letter onto it. Yeah, Jesus, Lord, is late. The number 3 on top of the word 3. And I put the X on top of after I circled it. 5 times 3 equals 15. I already know that 5 times 3 equals 15, so I'm just going to put 15 again because I already wrote it out. Let's try this one more time. On C with the oranges. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 groups. I have 4 groups of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 in each group. So I have 6 4 times. Notice that they have it here as well. What is the total amount of 6 4 times? If I add 6 4 times, that would be 12 plus 12. I should get 24. How many groups do I have? Blank groups of 6. I have 4 groups. I already circled them. 4 groups of 6 equals 24. Now here is a blank. I don't know what goes there. However, I have 4 groups of. That means X if I wrote it out and put the number 6. 4 times 6. That's what they're looking for here. So if I fill in the blank, it should be 6 and 24 filled in. You must run the right thing. There we go. All right. Last one for this page. Letter D with the lemons. Already I see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. How many do I have? I have 6 groups. How many are in each group? This one has 4. This one has 4. This group has 4. This group has 4. This group has 4. This group has 4. Notice that they all have 4. 4 is being repeated how many times? My repeated addition should match my drawing or my demonstration. I have 4 right here. I have another 4. I have another 4. I know that 4 is being repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before I go any further, notice that I had 6 4 times up here. 6 times 4 and 4 times 6 both equal the same thing. I should have a total of 24. I have 6 groups, and we said that it was 4 in each group, so I have 6 groups of 4. 6 times 4 equals 24. Yes, it took me a minute. I had to count on my fingers, so sorry. It took a delay. It's late for me. All right. All right, so is this in the camera? All right, number 2. The picture below shows 2 groups of apples. So right now, I expect students to be able to identify groups, which are these 2 big circles. Those are groups. Does the picture show 2 times 3? 2. So we have 2 groups. And I know I mentioned that it's x of and x means the same thing. So that's very important. So whenever they see the x or of, they know they mean one or the other. So 2 groups of 3. That's what the multiplication is asking. 2 times 3, 2 groups of 3. Does this picture shows 2 groups of 3? Students should be able to explain, is it representing 2 groups of 3? They should choose that it's not, because when you're doing multiplication equal groups. I should have said that earlier. This is what multiplication means. Equal groups. I do not have any equal groups. If this is not equal to that, then it's not equal. It's not showing 2 groups of 3. Equal means what's over here needs to be over here. It needs to have the same amount. Students should be able to write that out, explaining how this is not 2 times 3. On number 3, they want us to show a picture that shows 2 times 3 equals 6. Again, multiplication shows equal groups. So I remember on my notes, I said 2, the first number represents how many groups I have. I need 2 groups. My x meaning I'm about to multiply, or that's how many in each group, of 3. That means I need 3 in each group. I should have a total of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Notice that I wrote the word of on top of the X. Number 4, Caroline, Brian, and Marta share a box of chocolates. They each get the same amount. Circle the chocolates below to show 3 groups of 4. Before we even read on, I need my students to circle the word of, put an X, that's what it means. 3 groups of. So I have 3 times 4. Boom. Says circle the chocolates below. So that means I need 3 groups of 4. So that means, let me rewrite this out. And let me show you what I've seen before, which is a no-no. I've seen some students do this. They circled each object. That is not representing 3 groups of 4. That is a big no-no. What I'm looking for is 3 groups, and in each group I need 4. So this is one group of 4. If they need to mark it out, I'll take that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Circle it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Circle it. That way they won't get lost in their work. But this is unacceptable because at this time they should be able to understand what 3 groups of 4 look like. So I have 3 groups of 4. That means I have 3 groups and 4 is in each group. It says then write a repeated addition sentence and multiplication sentence. Let's stop. Let's do this part first. Repeated addition. Repeated addition is asking us to write what has been repeated. 4 has been repeated how many times? 3 times. 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals. And it says and a multiplication sentence to represent the picture. We already wrote it because it's up here. 3 groups of 4. If you follow along with we already have it. So we have an idea of what the multiplication sentence would look like. So I have 3 groups. So 3 groups goes first. Of how many in each group? 3 to 4. I have 4 3 times. Same here, same here. They all should equal to 12. It's easy as we go on because they'll be able to grasp it. I'm going to go ahead and stop right here on the first lesson, and this was just going over what they missed and what they learned. I don't know how to stop this thing.